What's up? It's WMMA here with a breakdown of UFC Fight Night London, Brady versus Edwards. And let's get right into it. First, starting off with Guram Kutateladze versus Fernandes. And, dude, don't even question this one. It's Guram, right? Split decision over Gamrot and Demir. And it's it doesn't even matter if he's winning or losing those fights. Close fights. You look at Fernandes, dude, losing a close fight to Casey. And I say close, but there wasn't a chance he won, right? And then his only UFC win is, get ready, Muhammad Yahya. They found this dude in the fucking sewers. Muhammad Yahya can't scrape by a single win. It's zero value. And Graham, on the other hand, is getting Vucenic as a win, who is way higher up on the card. Poor Graham. Be more active, though, buddy. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be Guram, and it's probably going to be, sadly, by decision. I'm going to pick round 3 TKO. But, yeah, it's an easy Guram pick. Moving on. Nathan Fletcher versus Loughran. Oh, we need a Dan Hardy breakdown of this. Let me tell you what. Nathan Fletcher has looked really good on the regional scene. Cage Warrior. He is a Cage Warrior. His one loss, I can't remember the guy's name. It's like Woodburn, something weird. No, not Val Woodburn, but you get it. He got knocked out, and it was a pretty bad one. Not like out cold seizing, but he dropped pretty bad, took decent bit of damage. He was winning the fight though. He could be 10-0 if he just grapple hugged a little longer. He wasn't doing the most in that fight, but a lot of control. But he took a big knee, and I've seen him get dropped in other fights. He is a bit chinny. But do I trust Loughran to be the one to break that chin? And looking at him, the big old blockhead. I mean, he looks like he could. Then you see him fight. And I mean, you look at these guys' original fight, and it's probably going to go the same. Right? Nathan Fletcher controlling a lot of it, getting some close submissions, and just out-grappling him. I mean, Loughran isn't a dunce on the ground. He's decent. It's just the striking, too. He pressures you, and he goes forward. And it's just a lot of, push and pull motion without jack shit happening, if I'm being honest. And I wanted him to beat Jake Hadley, and I picked him to, and he just got outdone. And it's probably going to happen again, if we're being honest. So Nathan Fletcher, and probably by decision. If he's going to get a finish, it's probably going to be a round 1, early, catch him dry kind of submission. But Nathan Fletcher by decision is the safe pick. Oh, the one everyone's been waiting for. Shauna Bannon versus Puja Tomar. Shauna, the banana Bannon. Shauna, the cannon Bannon. And I don't have much to say about their fighting ability. I will point out that Puja Tomar is an Indian fighter. The track record speaks for itself a bit. But on the other hand, we have Bannon, who we do need a deep breakdown on this one. She has this very unique technique of when she throws strikes, she keeps her chin as high as possible in the air. I don't know if it's some sort of bait and switch kind of trick you in, pull you in, but it is one of a kind. Let's just say this too. Who told her to lock her elbows? The most awkward duck fucking weirdo stance I've ever seen. Not that Puja's getting any better of a stance going. Look like she's carrying a big old tray of mac and cheese. But yeah, I'm going to pick Shauna the Cannon Bannon by, you guessed it, 29-28. Oh yeah. Christian Leroy, Duncan, the bald nonce versus Andrey Pulyaev. Dude, it says 1-0 here. He's 9-2. He's looked decent, but he's not fighting the level of competition at all. Christian Leroy Duncan, and sure he's gotten some submissions. But dude, Christian Leroy Duncan won all 3 rounds fighting Gregory Rodriguez, and he dogged it out. He didn't win, but he never rolled over and got tapped, right? And I mean, it looks like Puliev's one chance in this fight is that, right? And I don't think it's happening. You see Christian Leroy Duncan, his striking, it's nowhere near comparable to Andrey Pulyaev. Okay, I'm not saying he's a top 5 Piotr Yan, Ilia Topuria boxer in the UFC type shit, but he's very satisfying to watch. And I'm guessing clinch strikes are gonna break down Pulyaev, break him down. He's gonna start to look bad. It's gonna look like he wants to quit, and then big elbow, round 2 TKO for the bald nonce, Christian Leroy Duncan. Moving on. Big old piggies. Oh yeah, with some mud wrestling. Now, Marcin Tybura made it out of the warehouse with his independence, waved the Polish flag, and he gets to fight outside of it for once versus Mick Parkin. Straight up another blob. Both these guys are like, they're that illusion in between gross fat and fit heavyweight. They're that in between where it's like, oh, maybe. And then you see someone with abs and you go, oh no, these guys are still kind of fat, right? But, dude, Marcin Tybura has been winning too many of these fraud check matchups where he's been beating the Jonata Denises and the Tai Tuivases. You can't do this forever, dude. He's going to run into a big old block, and I think that big old block is Mick Parkin. And I think it's going to be close, and you'll be like, oh, Mick Parkin's kind of getting checked. And then at the start of round 3, ba-ba! It's lightning fast straight. Yeah, Mick Parkin lightning fast in the third round. He carries himself. Ba-ba! Oh, Tybura's out. Boom, boom, boom. And he's out. It's going to be a Mick Parkin round 3 early. Flatline. Not flatline from the 1-2, but the hammer fists are going to finish it up. Let's go, Mick Parkin. Prove me right, please. Loughran Kavanagh versus Felipe dos Santos. Now, dos Santos has not lived up to what we've expected. Had that really close fight with that Manel Cop dude, with that guy who has also grown tits. And he looked really good. And it's like, oh damn. Even though he didn't win this fight, he's going to be something. And then he just hasn't. And Loughran Kavanagh, not that he looked spectacular in his debut, but he fought someone who's pretty good. Like, I mean, that wasn't an easy test for a debut. Especially with the octagon jitters and all that. And he still got caught in the second round, made a comeback, and clearly won the third. That's impressive for a debuting guy who has all these accolades of kickboxing this as a kid and, oh, Muay Thai that. Probably. I don't know. But Loughran Kavanagh, it's going to be hard to pick against him. And I think when we get those underwhelming debuts, soon around the corner we get some sort of spectacular coming out performance. And I think that's what this is going to be. He's going to... You know that pull straight he landed on the regional scene? It's not going to be that, but it's going to be with the straight. And it's going to be a flat line. Dude, this is going to be a fun fucking card. There's going to be some probably stinkers later on. But Loughran Kavanagh by round... We're going to call it round 1, dude. Round 1 KO. Moving on. Herbert versus Chris Padilla. And honestly, when I first saw this, I was like, damn. Chris Padilla's looked good recently. He actually might do something here. And you look at the odds and they're pretty close. But then I just looked at the level of competition. I also checked out some of Chris Padilla's regional fights, and it's okay. There's a lot of... He doesn't instantly get the takedown in some of these fights, though. It's a lot like of slow clinch work before. And Herbert is no slouch in the clinch, mate. He's decent. And you look at the losses, and Chris Padilla mostly losing to nobodies. And I'm going to pull up the Herbert record, because look who he's losing to. First loss, Rhys McKee. UFC guy who is on a 3-fight win streak now. Next one, Francisco Trinaldo. Horrible stoppage. But Francisco Trinaldo is a really good fighter. Probably the worst he's lost to, but still a decent record, 25-7. That's a lot of experience. Then Moicano. Not going to explain that. It's a good guy to lose to. Topuria. Womp womp, you lost to Topuria. Oh, one of a top 3 featherweight of all time. That's not fair saying, because that's a super talent stack. Is he? No, he might not be better than all them. But Ilia Topuria is still standout, pound for pound, top fighter in the world right now. Ben Frestiam, who's on an insane streak too. Dude. Is it just me? The more I look at this, dude, it's not going to be that hard for Jai Herbert. Saying that, he's probably going to win a 29-28. But it's going to be a clear 29-28. Dude, this is a Jai Herbert 29-28 masterclass, if that makes any sense. But pick Jai Herbert, come on. Oh, main card. This main card starts off hot. Yes, the last pirate. The pirate, dude. Versus Nathaniel Wood. And I thought this was going to be a really close fight, and I had no idea who to pick. But just looking at their last fights, dude. I'm gonna more pin it towards that, dude. Look at their last fights. Nathaniel Wood is sure looking really good early against Chris Padilla. Just say Chris Padilla, not Chris Padilla, bro. Daniel Padilla. That's sorry the names, but Daniel Padilla, dude. He was looking really good early, and then just later on, he fell off so hard. And you compare that to Morgan Charrière's fight with Chepe Mariscal. Dude, the fucking Neanderthal that we had. Dude, Chepe Mariscal is a beast, and he keeps proving it. It probably should be ranked soon. Morgan Charrière went tooth and nail with this guy, and there was a super close fight that you could even give to him. Do I think Nathaniel Wood beats Morgan Charrière? Not Morgan Charrière. Do I think he beats Chepe Mariscal? No. I'd easily pick Chepe. So I'm gonna pick Morgan Charrière. Not that I don't think, and styles make fights too, but not that I don't think Nathaniel won't be in this fight. Probably will, but I feel like this is a fight where he's just gonna be a step behind, a body kick behind, right? Or a close round that Morgan Charrière wins off having the more damaging shots. So, Morgan Charrière by decision, I'm gonna pick. Also, these guys' records are insane. It's 21-6, 20-10. These guys should have been. Okay, this is a hit or miss record, but you gotta look who's fighting too. But Morgan Charrière by decision, I think, is my pick. Moving on. Jordan Vucenic versus Chris Duncan. Chris got in forever, Duncan. Dude, Jordan Vucenic. And honestly, I know he lost his debut, but it was a super close fight with Guram that I did think Guram won, but it was still insanely close. Vucenic looked outstanding for short notice too. That's my coat. That's what I'm saying on mine. But Chris Duncan has just looked, And I know he's been improving and all that, but he's just not the fastest lightweight, is he? And sure, he could pull a guillotine again like he did against Oki, right? But I just see Vucenic outdoing him everywhere, anywhere he wants. Even though they have super similar records, I don't think it'll be close. I think it's a Vucenic is probably going to piece him out through this fight, and it's going to wear on Chris Duncan, and you're really going to see it wear in the third round, and we're going to see Vucenic by submission. Just like how we saw Andrey Lima beat Daniel Perez. It's going to be the exact same thing. I'm thinking a rear naked choke too. Jordan Vucenic round 3 submission. I mean, the fight we've all been waiting for, right? Meatball Molly McCann versus... Who knows? But I do know this girl has an 11-1 record. Both of them have lost to Bruno Brazil, but the only difference is the other girl has lost to no one but Bruno Brazil. Alexia has stayed consistent outside of that and just one decision. Well, Molly McCann is losing to people who are 9-3. Sorry, not 9-3. 9-3 wouldn't be bad. 9-7. And I know Alexia hasn't fought girls in the UFC, so it's not fair to make this comparison, but she's probably going to stink up a 29-28 and spoil the crowd. Not spoil in a good way, spoil the energy. Run rancid as shit kind of spoiling. So, yeah, Alexia 29-28. Just going to ruin the fun. Nice. Now back to the fun. Gunnar Nelson versus Kevin Holland. Dude, Gunnar Nelson locking in for his once-a-year fight where he probably will win, but will lose enough to not ever get a substantial, important fight. And he's waited long enough where he'll probably win it, right? I mean, Kevin Holland, you just saw what happened, and you've seen what's been happening in his entire career when Vittori dominated Rolling Ground. I know Kevin Holland's not a middleweight. Derek Brunson dominated him on the ground, dude. Derek Brunson! And then we go by, and then Rainer de Ritter, another middleweight, dominates him on the ground. And we're like, oh, okay. So it's just going to keep happening. And Gunnar Nelson, is he those level? No, and he's not as big either. And that's important for grappling. But still, Gunnar Nelson's going to have his way with Kevin Holland probably. It's going to be this karate. Let me keep my distance. Double leg. Oh, and we're going to be like, oh, Kevin Holland has a chance. And we're going to be like, oh, he doesn't look too bad here. He's keeping it on the feet. And then Gunnar Nelson's going to commit to a takedown. And we're going to go, oh, it's Kevin Holland. Now, I have a Kevin Holland doing specifics training with the great Brendan Allen, where they've just been complaining and making excuses. And when they're crafting up a big one. But I have heard excuses don't win you fights, apparently. Shocking, I know. But this specifics training with Brendan Allen is going nowhere. Gunnar Nelson, round 1 submission, dude. That's that. But round 1 submission. Oh, another Jan Blachowicz versus Carlos Ulberg. Another blockhead. Versus this is the opposite end of the spectrum. The big old blocky, manly brute versus the Carlos Ulberg, blackjack, dude, pretty boy, femboy freak, dude. And I really want Jan to win, but Carlos is just that striking. That striking has looked quick, and it looked quick against Ozdemir, and I didn't think he was going to win the Ozdemir fight, especially by decision. I thought if he was going to win, it was going to be catching him, but he kind of outdid him. But then again, dude, Jan is so fucking underrated. Right? And he beat Adesanya. But then now it's mind games, because Carlos trains with Adesanya, so they're going to fix what went wrong in that fight, you would think, right? But then dude, picking fights drives me crazy. But more and more I think about this, dude. Jan's got one more in him. I don't care how old he is, dude. He has one more in him. Fuck, but I just picked against Vettori. Sorry, no, I just picked Vettori off that shoulder injury, and he looked shit. He didn't look shit, but he looked always a step behind. And I'm afraid that's what we're going to get again. But I honestly couldn't bear picking Carlos Ulberg and Jan knocking him out. I couldn't bear that. Dude, come on, Jan. Come on, Jan, round 2 knockout. I'm picking it. I will be so sad if it doesn't happen, though. Come on, Jan Blachowicz. Do it for the Huz. The main event. Dude. Bilal's kids are fighting. Feel sorry. Don't want to see no family rivalry, but let's break it down, dude. Leon. Coming off that. I mean, 49, 46, 48, 47, but it's not close, dude. Bilal, clearly dominated. I don't know. It's like a weird in-between area where you can call it whatever. And then Sean Brady's coming off of his decent decision over Gilbert Burns. I mean, he clearly won, and he showed a lot more improved skills, right? But it's like, was it so much where I'm like, boom, that's enough to beat Leon? No, dude. And look who's Leon been training against in the last... Usman? Sorry. Is there one further back I can go? Yeah, he fought Bilal already, but then Usman into Kobe into Bilal. What the fuck's another wrestler to those names? Those are such good wrestling names. Where I'm like, is Sean Brady better than all of them? No. And specifically, is he better wrestler than Bilal? If he was, why didn't he fucking out wrestle him? No, but really, dude, what has Sean Brady proven? He Kimura'd Kevin Gastelum? Dude, what was Kevin Gastelum supposed to do? Every time he rolled over, his belly pushed him back to lay on his back. Nothing Kevin could have realistically done. I felt bad for the dude. Felt bad for the bloke. Dude, I see this fight as Leon getting takedown once in a while. But he's going to get up like he did in the Usman first fight, where he got held down for like a minute, 2 minutes, and then work his way up and make separation. But he's not going to be, first of all, he's not going to be as gassed as he was in that first fight. He's going to be able to shoot his shots when he needs to. The clinch striking is going to work because Sean Brady has shown that the takedown doesn't always instantly work for him. He needs to work in that clinch, and Leon makes work in that clinch. And he's just going to have slightly more damaging shots at range. Like, Sean Brady still tries with the output, but you look at the shots and none of them make you wince like, oh, that could have knocked him out. Oh, I can't watch anymore. So brutal. Not that Leon does either, but Leon's shots are just so much more crisp, as Dan Hardy would say. They just flick out, snap! Nice little snappy shots, right? And he's just going to do more. No, and it's not going to be an outstanding 50-45 more, I think. It's going to be a 48-47, you've earned no title shot kind of thing. Where Dana White tells you, oh, you're going to get it before, and then Dana White's going to be in the press conference. Man. He looked bone dry out there. But I don't know. But Leon, 48-47. It's kind of going to be a stinking end to the card. And I think to an amazing card outside of that. But Leon, 48-47. Thanks for watching. Peace.